In October of 1970, I was this big, and my father and uncle both played football for Wichita State University. It was Friday, October 2nd, and two aircraft dubbed Gold and Black after the Wichita State University team colors were loaded with luggage and an amped WSU football team ready to put the hurt on Utah State University. They took off from the Wichita Mid-Continent Airport and headed westward to a refueling stopover at Stapleton Airport in Denver. While the aircraft were being refueled and serviced in Denver, it was decided that Gold would take a similar yet different path to Utah. The overloaded Gold aircraft nearing Loveland Pass as it flew up Clear Creek Valley, 8 miles west of Silver Plume, Colorado, became trapped in a box canyon and was unable to climb above the mountain ridges surrounding it on 3 sides, nor was it able to complete a reversal turn away from the sharply rising terrain. At 1:14 p.m., the Gold aircraft struck trees on Mount Trelease, 1,600 feet below the summit, and crashed. My uncle Stephen Moore was one of the 31 of 40 who would not survive. My father, Milton Bud Moore, after a last-minute roster change, was left home in Wichita. If he had been on the flight, he would have been sitting right next to my Uncle Steve. It was after a family reunion in 2011 that my father approached my brother and I and asked us to join him on a trip to Colorado to hike up to the crash site. So, we did. The 2-day journey to and in Colorado had given us time to be together as a family. We ate, drank, talked about life, all while touring the town that my father and Uncle Steve had been working in the summer before the crash. Oddly enough, the town was only a hop, skip, and a jump from the crash site. It was strange, but cool, and Dad had many a story to tell about the fun he and Steve had that summer 42 years ago. That's a picture of me, my dad, and my brother standing in a bar that he and Steve used to hang out in. It's custom there to burn your name into the ceiling with a candle. I never outright asked my father why we did this trek. There wasn't a reason to. It was something he felt he needed to do. It was something we all felt we needed to do. Not just to check off the bucket list, but a way to bring Nick, he, and I together with Uncle Steve. We'll be there on the 42nd anniversary in the exact spot at the exact time of day it happened, he said. We linked up with a few family members of other crash victims on the journey in. The hike would take about 45 minutes, so we had lots of time to share stories and facts with the other family members. It helped move the nervousness of the event to the back of the mind. The day couldn't have been more beautiful, and that helped out quite a bit too. I expected the first glimpse of the crash to be ghostly, but it was far from that. There was tangled, ripped, and melted metal smeared all over the landscape. Chunks of trees with still visible burn marks. But it wasn't horrible. It was silent. It was respected. It was okay to mourn there. And the closer you got, the more you noticed that all the jagged, twisted matter was covered with countless signs of love. So many visits, so many loved ones, so many tears, so many resolutions. 1:14 p.m. came and went as it should have. My favorite was a memorial someone had taken up there for my Uncle Steve. It was like a little tombstone. It must have been a chore to lug that thing all the way up the mountain. The Moore family still doesn't know who put it up there. All I can say is my Uncle Steve must have been one heck of a guy. My father had a moment where the whole thing got to him. We were standing there, me, my brother, and him with our arms wrapped around each other. My father quietly said, "I should have been here." I thought about that statement for a moment. Then I realized it was never in God's plan for Bud to be on that plane. That's why he was held back. You see this picture right here? That's why I'm thankful. Happy Father's Day, Bud. I love you.